Hello, I'm Kevin Grant, MC for the Cabela's KingKat Tournament Trail, coming to you on the Cumberland River from Clarksville, Tennessee. Stay tuned for more action.
My name is Blake Monroe. I am currently the Director of Sports Tourism for Visit Clarksville. Visit Clarksville is all about promoting the city and what we have here to offer. We have beautiful waterways, wonderful hiking trails, as well as mountain biking trails along the entire city. We have a wonderful downtown, historic Franklin Street that's home to many local shops and restaurants. In addition to that, you can't go far without going to the Downtown Commons or the Customs House Museum, both of which are iconic in this area. If you're into libations or other alcoholic beverages, we have a wonderful selection with our 7 different breweries here in town, our distillery, as well as our winery. You can't really go far without trying to find something to do that's either family-friendly or fun-oriented. For anybody looking to visit Clarksville, make sure to go to our website, visitclarksvilletn.com.
Hey guys, we're here today in Clarksville, Tennessee for the first Cabela's KingKat Tournament Trail in 2022. And I have some special guests with me. If I could have each of you state your name and where you're from.
Michael Stover, Gila, Missouri.
Lewis Miller, Laws, Tennessee.
Joseph Clark from Darrington, Washington.
Ron Goucher, Atlanta, Georgia.
Keith Smith, Cumberland City, Tennessee.
Tim Peppers from Georgia.
Ron Himmelhaver from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Ray Ferguson, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Donnie Fountain, Jasper, Georgia.
Lonnie Fountain, Ranger, Georgia.
Cody Howard.
Doug McAnally. Matthew Russell. We're all from Alabama.
What would each of you say are the ideal weather conditions for catfishing?
Sunny and 75.
Whenever I don't have to work is probably the ideal conditions for me.
Not today. Same thing, overcast, water temperature 60, 65.
What weather are you hoping for tomorrow?
Fair weather, I would hope for.
I'm hoping for some current conditions. Hopefully it's not stagnant water.
Ideally the wind is going to play a big factor, so really less wind.
If that snow can hold out, keep that cold front away, it'll be making it an enjoyable day out there on the water.
I'm hoping it's not as cold, no rain, a little wind, a little less than what it was today. If everything falls in place, we'll do some dragging and hope we come home with some good fish.
If you did any pre-fishing, what did you learn from that?
It's a tough bite this week. There's been so many weather fronts to come through. It's been really tough.
Marking several fish, just you can't make them bite.
Yeah, pre-fished a bunch, found some fish, and hoping we can get them to bite.
We learned not to go upriver. Learned that it's going to be tight structure and a very slow bite. Going to have some patience.
I've done kayak tournaments up here before because I do boat and kayak tournaments. So I fished this area before. I just went and done some scouting around and then pulled back out.
Mother Nature's got these fish just as confused as I am, I think. That's what I learned.
Are there any specific challenges that you think the Cumberland River might impose for tomorrow?
Other than it being narrow, barge traffic, and the sheer amount of wind, other than that, it's nothing that we haven't done before.
Only challenge I foresee is if they shut the current down.
No current?
Yeah, no current.
Lack of current. That's TVA plays a huge part in the bite, and it's just lack of current.
The water flow is going to be kind of slowed down. They do that on the weekends. They slow the water flow, and that usually slows the bite down. So you're going to have to pretty much find your fish and hang out with them until you get them to bite.
So what do you think will be the determining factor for who wins tomorrow?
Whoever's the luckiest guy to run up on the 2 fish that he needs. You can see the fish all you want to, but you can't make them bite.
There's a lot of fish, and there's a lot of great anglers here. When you come to fish a Cabela's tournament, it's the best of the best.
Really, the team that finds the bite. Somebody's going to get lucky and find that one fish that's on it.
Well, thank y'all for joining me, and we'll see you on the water tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's been tough bite. We set up on our fish that we wanted to catch first thing this morning. They stayed put. They didn't want to bite. We've been getting dink bit all day.
Yep, just chewing our baits up's all they're doing. Matter of fact, they're doing it now.
Just cut the current in third. Think that's messing with their oxygen levels. It's hard to keep the boat straight. We're getting blown up river and blown sideways. We tried dragging. That didn't work. Pretty much the last resort, try to tuck up out of the wind. Fishing primarily skipjack today. We do have some red horse sucker, some shad. We use slime cat rods. They're the carbon series. Carolina rigs on about half of them, and Santee rig on the other half. What's your technique?
Sit here and watch the poles.
We've caught one small fish, is all we've managed all day. Can I hold him way out there and pretend he's like a giant or something? That's all we've got all day. We're hoping to get rid of him pretty quick. I've got some buddies that are fishing it. They usually like to brag if they have any good ones. I'm gonna say it doesn't take 100 pounds to win it, but we'll see. I've been fishing my entire life. I just started catfishing when I PCS down here 2017, 2018. I've been at it for about 3 years.
Yeah, I grew up salmon and trout fishing in Oregon. Then I come out to the south. Found me a new fish to catch.
You ain't doing a very good job.
Obviously not.
Some days they bite, some days they don't. I've been fishing every day for the last 2 weeks and have voted no less than 10 fish every day until today. We've got one fish in the boat, so I can't make them bite. You know, sometimes they're there and want to eat, sometimes they're there and don't want to eat. I live about a few miles up the street from the boat ramp. I thought all week long I was gonna have an advantage wearing fish out, but it's been tough. It's been tough today. Big old piece of humble pie.
Joe and Demetria Westbrook, we're from Central Illinois. We started out, we had our first two in about 15 minutes on our first anchor.
Started off, obviously we went towards the dam because we knew there'd be more current there, position the fish a little bit better. But obviously the further away we're getting from the dam, less current, and definitely scatters the fish more, so.
Yeah, we're using tangling with catfish rods and running 65-pound braided line with about a foot to foot and a half leader, 80-pound, using cut skipjack is what we're using for bait.
We kind of was a little surprised thinking, you know, this cold, you know, it's a little cold for this time of year, you know, thinking they might be a little bit less active, you know, to downsize the bait some. So we were trying to use up our skipjack that we wasn't going to use during tournament, and so we were using big heads, and those are the ones we were getting bit on. So hey, we'll use whatever works. We tend to gravitate more toward a shallow, which is very odd probably for cat fishermen, because they definitely like those deeper you know, holes and ledges, and for whatever reason we've just kind of gravitated toward the shallower end. They're lively. We have bubblers and recirculating. Give all the credit to my husband on that one. I will have to say one other thing, that obviously we're a husband and wife team, and we don't have any children, and you know, we live a pretty humble, simple lifestyle, so I feel very honored and blessed that God allows us to be able to do as much fishing as we do. You know, a lot of times people, you know, they'd love to do this, but just don't have the time, the resources, or whatever you want to say. But definitely just give all the credit to God allowing us to do this.
It's hard to beat local knowledge. You know, those guys, those locals, they're always, you know, that's tough to beat. But a guy that spends a lot of time on the water, even if it's his home body, you know, a lot of that relates. And you know, you can, if you've got a lot of time on the water, you can come to a new body of water, and I feel like, you know, you can figure it out pretty quick just with your basic knowledge, you know, of fishing. You know, granted, there's always going to be that guy or those couple guys that you know, fish here their whole life, and they know exactly, you know, where to go, and they're tough to beat. But you know, at the end of the day, it's all fishing, and there's no guarantees.
Hey guys, this is a new segment called Catfishing 101, and it's aimed to teach the viewers at home, just like you, how to catch those big fish. I'm here with Trevor Justice, one of the regional directors for the trail here with me. Trevor, I know conservation is such a huge part of catfishing, so tell us a little bit about that.
Catch and release is a huge part of the catfish world in order to keep this renewable resource going. And what we really strive for is anything, typically rule of thumb, 15 pounds or bigger, we're going to throw those back. Those are the fish that will be laying all the eggs. Those are the fish that's protecting the nest if it's a male.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed some of the anglers use specific tools, so could you tell me a little bit about that?
First and foremost, we're going to talk about the gloves. Anytime you're handling a big catfish, you're going to want to wear some type of gloves or use a fish gripper. You want to protect that slime coat. And these gloves are more for the fish protection than they are for yours. A lot of people get carried away with they think they're big, strong man, they don't need a glove to handle a catfish. Well, we know that you can handle it, but this is just for the protection of the catfish.
Awesome. I know you mentioned that slime coat. Tell the viewers a little bit more about that.
So, you know, catfish are covered in heavy slime. That slime coat really helps protect them against bacteria and diseases that could be lurking in our water systems. The more we protect that slime coat, the less they have to regenerate it, and, you know, the healthier the overall fish is going to be.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you guys for tuning in on this segment of Catfishing 101. Stay tuned for more.
I'm Lewis Miller from Lyles, Tennessee.
Michael Stover from Chula, Missouri.
Joseph Clark from Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
We've caught a couple fish this morning, some overfish, but overall it's been kind of a slow bite. Current's playing a big factor and the wind's playing a big factor. We've got a drift sock deployed due to kind of a lack of current. It's kind of like an underwater parachute. It allows the water to flow through it, and it's broad at one end and kind of cones down. It's used to stabilize the boat from wind and you know, wakes from other boats coming up and down the river. Just kind of there to help keep the boat straight, especially in low current situations for anchoring. It's also pretty useful when dragging baits and suspend drifting. A lot of people use them for those techniques of catfishing as well. Yeah, we're using cut skipjack today. We normally use a variety of bait between cut skipjack and shad, bluegill, red horse suckers. You know, we spend countless hours on the water every year, not just tournament fishing, but also fun fishing. Learning river systems, learning, you know, different methods of catching fish. You know, catfish isn't just as simple as throwing your rods out and waiting on a bite a lot of times. You know, various different methods between suspend drifting and dragging baits, bumping, and also anchoring. Time on the water though, that's the big key to success in my opinion.
One thing that I can suggest for the younger anglers is reach out to the local trails on the Facebook pages and find them. I know plenty of guys that would be willing, if they reached out, to take the kids out. I know I've taken several and a couple parents out that I work with that don't have access to boats or rods, and they're trying to get their kids into it. Reaching out would be one of the biggest factors that they can do. You know, it'd give us something to do too, because we spend so much time on the water fun fishing and learning the river. You know, it'd be nice to see another kid out there fishing while we're out fun fishing.
Two nice fish, guys.
Malachi out of Ashland City, fishing with Andy today. Caught fish everywhere we stopped at, so pretty steady.
One of the bigger challenges has been the wind and the current wanting to blow the boat back upriver. We're dual drift socks out. We got an anchor out the back trying to hold it down. That's been the main issue so far. This bend of the river's calm pretty well, but the wind's passing over us. So bait, we've got a little bit of variety. We've got some skipjack on here, and then we've also got some live bluegill. The two we've caught today so far have been on skipjack, but we had a good takedown on a bluegill a little while ago. Actually pulled it off the hook. We're trying to give it just a little bit longer. We got one over here, he's nibbling on a big skipjack head. All three of these rods are big skipjack head pieces. And we've got smaller bottom sections over here with a live bluegill on. We've got a blue in the boat and we got a little channel in the boat right now. Easy, easy.
Yeah. Little blue. On this section of river today, I think it's going to take probably 70 to 100 pounds on a 3-fish limit to win. There's been some 70s caught and some 80s caught, but 40 and 50 pounders are pretty regular in here, around here, flatheads and blues. My prediction is a big fish in the 50 to 60 pound range.
How are you doing today? Great. Got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Tell your mom, hey. Thank you to the camera. Say hi, Mom. What about Maple?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Showing you on the couple of
How did it go today for y'all?
It was good. We our first stop was the best one. We caught 2 fish, probably the quickest we've ever caught 2 fish in a tournament.
First 15 minutes.
that never happens for us.
Awesome.
And but it went downhill real quick after that.
But we're pleased with our performance with the way we fished today. So it was a tough day. A lot of guys struggled. A lot of locals struggled. So for our first time on the river, I'm tickled. We're pleased. So,
Awesome.
Well, the morning started out great. We actually boated 3 overs within the first couple hours, and after that, the wind started blowing upriver, and it just, the bite fell off. We were able to locate an under later on in the day, which completed our bag, and so we had a full limit, 2 overs and 1 under. So it turned out to be a pretty nice day.
There's been a little chatter around here today about these boys. See if they live up to it.
Can I have each of you state your first and last name and where you're from?
I am Chuck Woodall.
My name's Jackson Woodall.
We're both from Clarksville, Tennessee.
My name's Chase Gasson. I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Doug Smith from Warsaw, Kentucky.
How did it go today for you guys?
Well, to be honest, I thought it was going to be a crap day. There's no way around that. We got blue all over the river. We finally got settled down this morning and had that big fish in the boat by 7 o'clock.
And look at it! What a flathead! Look at the belly on that fish. Mercy. Just about on the money, Chuck. 59.39.
What challenges did you guys face today, and how did you overcome those?
Being able to stay in one place. Yeah, we could not sit still for nothing. We used 2 anchors. We used a drift sock. We tried to spot lock with a trolling motor. We did everything you could do. Finally, we just put the nose of the boat up on the bank and just went fishing.
Yes, sir. All right, B&M. Right there. I have a little something to show us. Y'all ready?
Ryan Lawrence from White House, Tennessee.
Mark Blondell from New Lebanon, Ohio.
Oh, man, look at that. Another good one. Yeah. Chunk.
What did you guys learn that you'll take to the next tournament with you?
With the water down, or without a lot of current, is kind of some of the stuff we did today, which is kind of quiet. We got to take that to the next tournament.
84.79. That was close, really close. Strong showing, guys.
Right.
Well, congrats to you all on your second place, and I appreciate you joining me this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. That's what we're after.
Carl Morris Jr., Johnstown, Ohio.
Sean Martin, Columbus, Ohio.
So how did it go today?
It was a pretty good day. We found some fish earlier in the week, and we got lucky and they were biting today.
They need 69.87 to move to first. Here we go, 89.72, new leaders on the board.
Sean here had the big fish with 55. He caught the big fish 10 minutes into the tournament this morning, so we were feeling pretty good right off the bat getting that in there, but then it got tough the rest of the day. So we had to chase fish, kept upgrading a little at a time. Sean catch one, I'd catch one, and we finally scratched and clawed our way up to 89 pounds. We didn't think it was going to be enough for first, but it worked out.
Well, congrats to you guys on your first place win.
Thank you.
What challenges did you have today, and how did you overcome those?
The biggest challenge really was the wind. It was coming out of the west fairly hard, and you had to get on the spot you wanted to fish early, because then it changed direction and started blowing real hard downriver and made them unfishable. So we took that to account. We got the spot we wanted to get to real early, and it paid off with the big fish. So.
Do you guys have any sponsors or individuals that you would like to personally thank?
Yeah, Fat Boy Custom Rods and Monster Rod Holders is who we use. So, and a special shout out to Amanda Martin, the lady behind the scenes who keeps us all running. So
that's my wife, his mom. So Amanda keeps us going. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't get where we're going. We wouldn't get here. So thank her definitely.
Well, that's awesome. Thank y'all for joining me, and congrats again.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all coming out and look forward to seeing you next time.